We saw the new standalone headset coming from Oculus from every angle last week. We talked about all the features we are seeing and expecting. Let's be honest, those speculations were a little wild around the internet. So here we're gonna talk about the 5 key features that we still don't know about the new Oculus Quest, things that could change completely the appeal of it, to even understand if you are looking at a Quest 2 or a Quest Lite, and of course what we expect from them. And this is not based on mere speculations, but actually on all the rumors that we received in these few months. So let's get real, let's get into it. So the 5 key features are gonna be the IPD, the screen, the lenses, the processor, and of course the price. I don't know why I counted in that way. Each one of these is actually connected to each other, and also you're gonna find them in the timeline below, so you can jump to the different sections without any problem. Alright, let's start with the first one, that is the IPD, the interpupillary distance. Now, this is very important. We don't know yet if it's gonna be available on the new Oculus Quest. We had a picture on Saturday that I actually posted on the community part of YouTube, where we actually can see there is a little switch in the middle of the lenses, and that you can see it cramping up the exposure and bringing down the contrast. And what you can see also there, and there's some space between the lenses to actually move. Now, we just said we are not moving on speculation, because if I have to speculate, well, that looks like there are different degrees of the IPD. So there's gonna be like a wide option like number 2 and a narrow option like number 1. Again, I said that I'm not gonna talk about speculation, but the fact that from Upload VR seems like a source, and Facebook confirmed the fact that we're gonna have not 2 but actually 3 different positions for the lenses. Now, this is a kind of an odd choice, because yes, it's better than nothing, of course, but at this point, if you put 3 different positions, just why not to put a wheel? Also, it's like a weird placement that you have to take out every time to actually readjust the IPD, but at the same time I think it might be a good solution to make it easier for the user to actually understand how to use the IPD adjustment, because they created already this debate with the Rift test. They completely dropped the IPD using a software IPD adjustment that, by the way, is not really enough, because if you are out of the range of the sweet spot in the lenses, well, everything you can do, yes, you can correct the distortion of what you're seeing, but at the same time the eye strain will be always there if you're not really sitting in the right part of the lenses. So a software IPD adjustment is like a patching something, but is not really enough. So having a physical movement of the lenses, that's what you want, and seems like we're gonna have it over here. And this point is really important also for a second point, that is the screen, because if we have an IPD adjustment, that means that we're gonna have 2 different screens. Instead, if we don't actually have it, that means that we're gonna have just 1 single screen in there. The rumors said that we're gonna have a screen able to get to 120 Hz, but it's gonna be locked at 90 Hz because of the processing power and everything of the Oculus Quest. Now, we were saying from rumors before that these things will be faster, lighter, and smaller. Now, while the smaller doesn't look that much smaller, for sure it's gonna be lighter for the different material used, and also for the strap, and faster, not really for a processor standpoint that we're gonna get in the next point, but for a refresh rate point, and would be much better also for motion sickness. That is something that gets better and better, I mean less and less if you go up with the hertz. For example, it's much harder to get sick with the Valve Index at 144 Hz than with an Oculus Quest clocked at 72 Hz. But again, we don't have a confirmation about the refresh rate of this new Oculus Quest, and at the same time we don't have any confirmation about the resolution. Probably gonna move though to an LCD display, because usually they are the ones that have higher refresh rate if you put the dots together. But again, no confirmation at all. And if knowing about the higher refresh rate, knowing about the higher resolution, you're wondering, well, I'm gonna have a more FOV, well, that lays in point number 3. They're actually the lenses that, looking from the picture, they look actually different from the one that we had before. Now, unfortunately, we didn't have any rumors or news about the lenses for the Oculus Quest, the new Oculus Quest, but we know they're always evolving to make them better for a bigger sweet spot and be able to accommodate more IPD ranges over there. So it kind of get together with the IPD part, the fact that maybe having bigger lenses, we're gonna be able to have a bigger sweet spot, and well, the ranges thing is actually gonna work instead of feeling any way weird. About the FOV, that really lies also in the point number 2, that is the screen. We have bigger lenses, but if the screens are not big enough to support these lenses, well, the FOV is not gonna be much more than what we have right now. So what are these lenses? We don't really know, but if you put together resolution, refresh rate, and FOV, well, you're gonna need something more powerful than the Snapdragon 835 that we have right now. Now, luckily we had a great example with the Pico Neo 2 over there. We did a review about it, and that has a 4K display that is unbelievably good. The resolution is just amazing, and I really hope that we're gonna have something like that. But even a G2 with the next generation processor, a Snapdragon 845, is actually struggling to run that at 90 Hz, and it runs down at 75 Hz. So if you want all these points to work, you're gonna need a more powerful processor than what we have right now with the 835. That will create a little fragmentation. So I don't think they're gonna go for something like 855, 865, because that would bring up the price a lot, but probably gonna just go to the next generation to make possible to have a little higher refresh rate, a little higher resolution, and maybe support this FOV. And it's all of this together that bring us to the point number 5, that is price range, because we still don't know the price that we're gonna have for the new Oculus Quest. Looking at the picture, look at the entirety of the thing, well, it doesn't look it's gonna be a more expensive headset than what we have right now. Probably we're gonna get to the same price point, and if the rumors were right from the past, Oculus here is not trying to create a next generation headset, but it's actually trying to create something easier to produce, because they're really struggling to make enough production of the current Oculus Quest for the demand that is up there. So super great news, by the way, because the demand is very high for the Oculus Quest, but on the same time, well, we already saw that it's always out of stock, and it seems like they're actually selling it at a loss, not making really money out of the hardware itself, but just out of the platform with different games and stuff. They still work and worked in the past for consoles and things, but well, it seems like they want to change it a little. So we don't know if they're gonna still stay in this category of the price. We don't know if they're gonna go lower over here. What we know though is that they discontinued the Oculus Go. So we have a little hole in what is the low price point, around $200. And we know that if you want to update processor, you're going to update screens, you're going to update lenses and stuff like that, well, that will cost. Now, you've got some prices with the strap, for example, with the material, but at the same time, it seems like they created a balance. So what we're expecting is something so substitute the Oculus Quest right now and not really go over it with an Oculus Quest 2. That will be, again, as I said in the previous video, kind of a suicide also for the market, because they're making sure professional games that are creating will work on every headset they have. So going for something too much better just after a year would just destroy completely the market for who actually bought in the original Oculus Quest. And yes, these are the key parts for the headset, because they can make a difference if you're looking about an Oculus Quest 2 or you're looking at an Oculus Quest Lite. Also, are they gonna sell just the headset and you're gonna have option of the controllers to replace a little what was the Oculus Ghost, but this time with 6DOF, or are just gonna sell it like a complete package as we saw for the Oculus Quest? Is the price gonna go up? Is the price gonna go down? We don't really know yet, but I want to hear from you if you're more interested in the next generation, if you think that it's smart from them to go to a next generation with the Oculus Quest 2, or it's actually smarter to change the old Oculus Quest, replace it for something easier to produce, maybe something lower in price with, of course, some enhanced parts like screens, lenses and things, but at the end of the day on the same category of the Oculus Quest they already fell in love for. Let me know in the comment below. And yeah, thanks for watching. And as always, if you liked the video, like. If you didn't like the video, dislike. Subscribe to the channel for more about VR tech. And if you really love the channel, there's the join button down there where we do usually some giveaways. And also you're gonna have a little tag close to your name when you comment. That is pretty cool. And if you want something else in return, well, we have the t-shirts down there, like the Back to VR t-shirt, the stickers, and also the 2020 Super 2020 mask. Pretty cool. But again, like, dislike, subscribe. See you guys next video. Thanks for watching.